things that you never forget. You know, I heard an old boy the other day was a football coach, and he said he couldn't remember his wife's name, but he could still remember all those games he played back when he was in high school. And I'm about the same way. I can still remember the games I played. I can remember the first one I ever played. I can remember playing in college and playing. You know, I was just very fortunate to get to play. And, you know, as far as football is concerned, I'm going to just tell you a few things that I think separate things right here in Celina from other places. You know, of course, I grew up, I lived 8 miles out here, and my grandparents bought that place in 1912, over 100 years ago. My grandfather was a blacksmith right down here where the old anvil is, and I grew up right here. But I lived 7 miles from, well, actually 7 miles if you go through the country to Celina, 8 miles to Paul Point, 6 miles to Orphan. So I'm right there in the middle. But I was in Paul Point School District, so I went to Paul Point, and I loved it. I had a great time. But I just want to tell you, what you're doing right now is something you're going to do remember the rest of your life. You don't realize it as much now, but these guys that are playing on this team, there's a good chance that you guys will go all the way through school, graduate from junior high and high school, and you'll have memories with all these people. I'll tell you something about some of these guys. Of course, I got to coach. Some of these guys are coaching here now. You know, Bill Elliott was an all-state tight end for me in high school. Coach Butch Ford that retired a few years ago, I started coaching him when he was in the 6th grade. We coached together 20 years. Those guys are still here. Eric Ford, I coached him. You know, there's a whole bunch of them over here. But this is the reason that Celina, to me, is head and shoulders above anybody else. Is just a simple fact that they've got that is important. You guys, you will be supported here in this town more so than any other town that there is, as far as I know. And I've been around a long time. But it's not just the mamas and daddies. You know they're going to love you, and they're going to push you, and they're going to holler for you and all that. But it's the people downtown that may see you on Saturday, or the people at church that you may see, or the people in the grocery store, or wherever. Those people are going to know you because you're somebody when you play football in Celina, Texas. And it's been that way for quite a while. You know, this shirt, my wife bought me this. I wasn't going to wear it, and she said, "Why don't you wear it?" And I said, "Well, I took it. This is the first state championship that we won. And we had a reunion several years ago, and Rex Glendenning lives out here. He was all-state middle linebacker on that team. We played in Dallas at Forrester Stadium, and I'm telling you, I've got pictures of the crowd, and the stadium was packed. Now, this is a big stadium for big schools, but it was packed because Celina was there. And that was the same way then, and it's the same way now. Anytime you play, anytime we played, we always knew we were going to have more people there than the other team. And we knew that we were going to get 100% out of all the kids. You know, the things you're doing, you're developing relationships that will last a lifetime, brother. I mean, to give you an example, Butch Ford, I talked about him a while ago. Butch played in the backfield on a team, and we were undefeated. He played at Paul Point. I was coaching over there. And we had a running back. Butch was right half, and Maurice Irwin, kid, was left half back. Well, Maurice went on and played college ball, and anyway, though, he passed away about 4 or 5 years ago. When he graduated from high school, he went to New Mexico State, where he went to college first. And he went out there, and anyway, though, he passed away. He had a heart attack and died. You know who the pallbearers were at his funeral? That starting backfield that he played with some 30 years before. There was the other three backs. He was one of them. The other 3 backs and the offensive tackle. And the tackle is Junior Worthy. He lives in Celina. He's got a grandson that's playing on the high school team now. that's the kind of attitude that you have. That's the kind of relationships you build. That's the way you're going to feel about some of these guys. You don't realize it now, but as you go along, you've got to care for that guy right beside you just like he's your brother, and he is your brother. You're going to spend more time with some of these kids right here than you're going to spend with your mom and daddy. For when you get in high school, you're going to go to school all day, and then you're going to get to go home, and you're going to spend a little time with mom and dad. But today, I'm going to tell you, every kid that I ever coached, I told them I loved them. And I'm going to tell you this, I told every one of them, and we did this quite often, you go home today and tell your mom or daddy that you love them. Because that's the kind of attitude you've got to have. There's a lot of people think you have to be dirty and kick and stomp and be cheap shot. That don't get it done. The winners are the guys that do it like it's supposed to be done. They do it right. And I wish I could just say, hey, I can tell you right now what you're going to look like when you're a senior. I can't do that. But a whole lot of how you're going to look when you're a senior is what you do between now and then. You need to get on a weight program. You need to eat right. You need to go to bed right. I can tell you things that I did that I know when I grew up, all I wanted to do was play football and baseball and whatever, basketball. But when I was in the 7th grade, me and 4 more boys decided that we wanted to be athletes. Doak Walter and Kyle Rowe, in the pros. They were the guys that we kind of looked up to. We had their picture on the wall and all, but we wanted to be just like them, and we decided that we're not going to drink any more carbonated drinks. Now they had a lot of different theories back then than they've got now, but we quit drinking Coke, Dr. Pepper, all that. We started drinking a little old drink called New Grape, which is a terrible tasting sucker, but we drank that thing because we wanted to be football players. And we started going home and going to bed and making sure that we got 8 hours sleep every night, and usually more than that, because we wanted to be football players. And fortunately, I got to grow up, and folks, I got to coach 40-something years, 20 of them right here in Celina. And that's one of the best rewards that I could ever get, was getting to come over here. I still come over here. We're going to get to have this year, they're having a reunion on October 19th, and I just got a deal the other day about it, but honoring the 1998 team, 20 years ago, won state championship. They were the first one that won the first one, and they won 3 more in a row, won 4 in a row. Folks, those are things that I can tell you what, I can guarantee you that nearly every one of those kids that played on those teams will be here. And because it's an honor. And it's something you don't ever forget. Unless y'all send some cards, I'll try to answer some of these right quick, but it said, what's one of your favorite moments in coaching? And I got a lot of them. Anytime you win a state championship and you walk off that field and when the game's over, and you from Celina and you walk out in the middle of the field and you just look around, you realize that you're the best that there is in the state of Texas. Folks, if you're the best that there is in the state of Texas, you're pretty darn good. That pretty well includes the whole United States. And that was one of the, I guess the favorite moments. It said, how'd you win over 400? Well, I didn't win. The players are the ones that win. You got to sell out. You got to work together. Folks, it doesn't make any difference who makes the touchdown. It don't make any difference who makes the tackle. It don't make any difference whether one guy gets to play all the time and you get to play a fourth of the time. You're all a team. Everybody is important. And some of the most important people that there are on a football team is those guys that's on the sideline. Because when a guy makes a tackle that he hasn't played, if you're on the sideline and you meet him out there and you pump fist and you pop his head and you do that and shake hands with him and grin at him and just let him know how proud you are of him, you know what? He'll do the same thing for you. You just get closer and closer and closer to those kind of folks. And that's, so why did you coach 37? Well, I just coached a long time. What's the best thing you like about coaching football? And I think coaching football is a whole lot like just living. When you start out playing, everybody puts on a football suit, not football. You can take a guy and set him out in the middle of AT&T Stadium and have the best pads and the best helmet and the best everything, and you can set him out there, but that doesn't make him a football player. The way you become a football player is the time you spend on your own, get better and better. You got to move up to another level. So every one of you, I guarantee you're better right now than you were this time last year. If you're not, then you need to go to work a little harder. But you need to get a little better and a little better and a little better and a little better. And it's the same way in life. I compare, playing football to being a Christian, because I am one. I've been one, and I never coached in Celina, Texas. We didn't say prayers when practice was over. And I'm sure they still do a lot of the same thing. I'm not here now, but, I'm thankful that I'm blessed enough to get to be associated with people like there are in Celina and with football teams like we've had here and like the people that we've got here. But that's some of the best things that there are about coaching. I said, how long did I coach in Celina? I coached 20 years. Who'd you look up to when you were a kid? I looked up to the studs that were on that football team. I remember Charles Creighton, my uncle, played right here in Celina. Pictures out there in Brookshire. Now, that's one of them old pictures, Bub, But his pictures out there, because my grandparents lived down here, and I went to practice every day down there and watched him practice. And he bought me a football when I was 3 years old. And I kept that thing for years and years and years. He was one of my first heroes. My heroes were always the football players, or even the basketball players, or the track. I love track, but I think the faster you can run, the better football player you're going to be. The weight room, the stronger you are, the better football player you're going to be. And it's just like anything else. The harder you work at it, the better you're going to be at it. What position did you play in college? I played running back, halfback. How do you apply faith to football? And I kind of already told you that, but I just think there's a whole lot of similarities there. And, when a guy first becomes a Christian, he don't know a whole lot about everything, but he gets better and better and better and better. And if he's the same kind of guy 10 years after he started than he was when he first started, then there's something wrong. It's the same thing with you playing football. When you're a freshman, you can get out there in the middle of AT&T Stadium with that new suit on, but that don't make you a football player. What makes you a football player is the work that you put in and the way you get better and better and better every year. Folks, y'all got so much to look forward to. Golly. School's just started. I love school starting every year because the best thing about school to me is always football. And we always won. I expected we was always going to win, and we did. Fortunately, we did most of the time. But you know what? Football is the first thing that takes place when school starts. And you get off on a winning note, you win a state championship, it carries over into the basketball and into the track and into all the other sports. And it carries the same thing with volleyball, with the girls, and basketball and track. All of those things. All of it goes together. But it takes a lot of effort. Fellas, you got to be the ones that do it. What is one of your favorite moments in coaching? Well, I think I've already hit that one. But fellas, listen, I hope I get to come see you play. I understand y'all already whooped up on them last Saturday. And that's the way you start. You just get better and better. But you want to be better this week than you were last week. Just a little bit. And if all of you right here are just a little bit better this week than you were last week, and you keep going on and on and on like that, just think how good you're going to be when it's all over with. You can look back on this year, golly, you have some good memories. Folks, you can have memories that anybody take away from you. Appreciate y'all letting me come talk to you.
Thank you, Coach.
Good luck to y'all.